Namo Buddhaya. Welcome back to Monks in the Morning from Colombo Dhamma Friends of Mahamangala. The monks here are so happy to get to spend time with you now. It's really hard to find people in the world who are interested in learning and practicing the Dhamma. We love that you care enough about your future that you would spend time listening to these Dhamma teachings. Today, we're going to learn about the blessing of being generous and the things that we need to do to practice generosity in the best way. Do you know that word, generosity? It's the quality of wanting to give things to other people. We'll learn about 5 things that we need to remember when we're giving things to other people that will help us bring the most blessings and happiness into our lives. They're so important that you may even want to write them down. You might find it helpful to get a blank notebook and write down the things that you learn on each show. Not because there'll be a test, but because it's important to remember and actually try and follow the advice that we learned from the Supreme Buddha. In the sermon, we're going to hear a conversation between the Supreme Buddha and the lay disciple Anathapindika. At the time that this event happened, Anathapindika had given away most of his money, but still he kept practicing generosity. He loved to give things away so much. Now, as kids, you may also not have very much money to give things away, but by learning the advice the Supreme Buddha gives to this lay disciple, you will learn how you can still collect very powerful good karma, even if you just give a small thing to someone. Now let's take the refuges and the precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say after me, I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs with the refuge of the Noble Triple Gem. I observe these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, to escape from the sufferings of samsara. May it help me. May it be a blessing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Dear children, our life is depending on what we do, say, and think. According to the Buddha's teachings, for the meritorious deeds, or in another word, for the good deeds that we have done in our past lives, we have received a good life in this life. So having done meritorious deeds or good deeds in past lives is a blessing. What do you think, children? Isn't it a blessing? That's a blessing. Imagine if we have not done good deeds in past lives. If we haven't done good deeds in past lives, will we obtain a body that is complete with everything? Why do we say it's complete? Why did I ask whether we have a complete body? Because the nature of an incomplete body is sometimes people, they can hear but can't see. Some people can see but can't hear. Some people can't hear, can't see both. So, the meritorious deeds, the good deeds, are helping us in various ways. Children, one day, the Buddha met a householder called Anathapindika. What's the householder's name? Anathapindika. Anathapindika was the chief attendant of the Buddha, the lay chief attendant of the Buddha. He was a lay disciple of the Buddha. Now, who was the monk? The chief attendant. Who was the monk? Venerable Ananda. So, Anathapindika, merchant Anathapindika, he was very rich. He bought the Jetavana monastery and offered it to the Buddha. So he was very rich, and actually the way he bought the Jetavana monastery was, he scattered gold coins all over the Jetavana land, and then only he bought the land from the Jeta prince and offered it to the Buddha. But later, Anathapindika, one day when he came to the Buddha asked, "Dear householder, do you still offer dana to the monks, to the Sangha?" Then Anathapindika said, "Yes, Blessed One, I offer dana. But then not delicious food, Blessed One. Not delicious food. What I just offer is just a curry with some dry fish. A curry that is used, cooked by very poor people, and broken rice. some cheap type of rice. Then Buddha said, Anathapindika, whether it is coarse or whether it is delicious is not the matter. It's not what's giving you good karma. There are things to consider when you offer dana. There are things to follow when you offer dana, whether it's coarse or delicious. There are things to be considered. What's the first one, children? The Buddha says, when you offer something, you should organize it properly. You should organize it properly and then offer it in a well-organized way. We should place it in a dish properly and then offer it. Now imagine if you offer a cake. There should be you should offer it properly. Now if imagine you put rice and then you put the cake also on top of that, and then you put fruits also in the same basin and you offer. Can a person eat? No. We should well organize and offer it. Then the second one is, we shouldn't give without respect. We should give with respect. Respectfully we should offer dana. That's the second one. Then the third one, we should give from our own hands. If we have the opportunity, if we have time to go to the monastery, while we have the time and while we have the effort, while we have the opportunity, when we have the opportunity, we should go. But purposely being arrogant and being lazy, if we send other people, messengers to offer dana, he is not giving a superior dana. Even if he gives a delicious food plate, delicious food to the Mahasangha, he is not giving from his own hands. Then the next one is, we shouldn't give things that we shouldn't give junk items, the things that we throw away, that we don't want. Some people, they don't like to throw it away because they are greedy. They don't like to use it also because it's old. Then those things they offer to people. No, Buddha said that's not superior. Then when we offer a dana, we should believe that when you give dana that you get, there are results when you offer dana. We should have that knowledge as well. So when you are endowed with these qualities and offer dana, what happens? Then in future births, when you get things, you will feel like using them. And some people, even if we give delicious food, they don't like, they want the food from garbage bins. There was a boy in a foreign country. He used to get pocket money, and then after he get pocket money, what he does, he goes out and he spends it within 2-3 days. The money that he can use for a week, he spends it within 2-3 days. And then what happens? He doesn't come to the mother. He doesn't come to the father. Even if he comes to the parents, they don't give. Then later, what happens? He goes and eats from garbage bins. And some people, even if they get delicious food, they can't eat. They don't feel like eating. Even if they have money, they don't feel like eating delicious food. And also they don't feel like dressing beautiful clothes. They won't feel like traveling in good vehicles. And what happens? Even if they have friends, if they have workers, if they have children, they are not obedient to them. Imagine, children, if you want to have obedient people around you, you should offer dana in a respectable way. You should not give things that you are throwing away. You should give from your own hands. You should believe in karma and offer dana. So dear children, today we learn the superior way of offering dana. So then Anathapindika realized that even though, whether he was offering, even Anathapindika merchant was offering coarse food that was not delicious, yet he was endowed with these amazing qualities. What are those qualities? He organized food, he organized what he gives, and he gives with respect, and he gives with own hand, and he does not give things that he throw away, and he believes in karma and offer dana. So when he is endowed with these 5 qualities, even the food is just 2 curries, or whether it's 1 curry, doesn't matter. Why? He is endowed with the qualities that he will get enormous merit. So children, today we learn the 6th stanza of Mahamangala Sutta, that is Dhanancha Dhammacharyacha Nyataka Nancha Sangaho Anavajjani Kammani Etam Mangalam Uttamam. So from that stanza we learn about Dhanancha Dhammacharyacha. So Dhanancha we learn about generosity. So by learning this quality, may you have the opportunity to realize the Four Noble Truths and practice Dana to a great extent and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.
Buddhanussati. Now we're going to practice a very useful meditation called Buddhanussati, remembering the qualities of the Supreme Buddha. We think about the qualities of the Supreme Buddha so that our minds can become calm and concentrated. Right? When we think about the Supreme Buddha, we don't feel worried or scared or upset. We feel very calm because we remember that we have a teacher who has so many good qualities. This kind of meditation also helps us to develop confidence in the Supreme Buddha. Sometimes we don't really feel like following his advice, do we? And it's helpful to remember all of his great qualities and why we can trust him as the best teacher in the world. So, close your eyes and sit quietly. Try not to move so that our minds can become still. Now, think in this way.
My great teacher, Gautama Buddha, eradicated passion, hatred and delusion. Supreme Buddha, realize the Four Noble Truths without anyone's help. Without anyone's help. Supreme Buddha eradicated the desire for seeing forms, eradicated the desire for hearing sounds, eradicated the desire for smelling odors, eradicated the desire for tasting flavors, eradicated the desire for touching tangibles, eradicated the desire for thinking thoughts. In this way, the great teacher, Supreme Buddha, is an Arahant. Supreme Buddha, realize the Four Noble Truths without anyone's help. Achieve true happiness. In this way, the great teacher is a Samma Sambuddha. Supreme Buddha saw the passing away of other beings. Supreme Buddha recollected past lives.
saw the passing away of other beings, purified the mind from all taint, developed great virtue, concentration and wisdom. In this way, the great teacher is Vijjacharana Sampanno, Supreme Buddha, followed the noble path and achieved true happiness, obtained the final goal, achieved Nibbana. In this way, the great Buddha is Sugato, my great teacher, Supreme Buddha, understood all worlds and escaped from all worlds. In this way, the great Buddha is Lokavidu, Supreme Buddha, tamed others' mind with supernatural powers by reading others' mind, by preaching the Dhamma, became an incomparable teacher. In this way, the great Buddha is Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati, Supreme Buddha became a great teacher for gods and humans. In this way, the great Buddha became a Satta Deva Manussanam, Supreme Buddha taught the sublime Dhamma without holding anything back. In this way, the great Buddha is Buddha, is Buddha, my great teacher, Gautama Buddha, obtained these unique qualities, became a Bhagava, my great teacher, Gautama Buddha is a Bhagava, 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 Bhagava. The Buddha is my refuge. The Dhamma is my refuge. The Sangha is my refuge. There is no other protection than the protection of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
It was great to spend time with you again today. We hope that you learned something new, and we really hope that you can use what you learned as you go about the rest of your day. Do you remember the 5 things that we have to keep in mind when we give things away? We should give in a proper way, thoughtfully. We should give respectfully, not arrogantly. We should give with our own hands. So when you come to offer dana at the monastery, make sure that you participate as well. So the 4th one, we shouldn't give things that we were going to throw away anyway. And the last one, that while we're giving, we should remember that there are results from this practice of generosity, that it's very powerful good karma to be collecting into our lives. So the next time you have the chance to give something away, try and remember these 5 things and make sure that we're following these instructions. Now let's share merits. Today, by body, speech, and mind, we've done many wholesome actions. And when we do actions like this, we love for other people to also have happy minds, thinking about these actions. So, may our teacher Lokasaya Hangsa, may all heavenly beings, may our parents, our friends, our relatives, our family, may they all rejoice in this merit. May they be happy thinking about the good things that we've done. And through the power of this merit, through the power of their rejoicing, may they soon experience for themselves the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.